Everyone came forward, all the villages, all the tribes came forward trying to lift that log. No one could do it. It was too heavy. No one could get their hands around it. Nobody could lift it even an inch off the ground. That log was so heavy. And so finally it came to the people of that particular place. It was their turn to come forward and try to lift the log. And what the people did was they pushed the log. They rolled that log. They rolled it down the beach to the water. They pushed it into the water. And then they were able to get under the log and put it on their shoulders and lift it up with their legs, because their legs are stronger than their arms. And they were able to carry that log up the hill to that house site. And as they were doing that, where's Jamie? What were they saying? What were the people saying?
Shasho, shasho, shasho. And then they lifted up on the third one. And all the other people shouted, Nusplayim, strong people.
So it's Clayim. And so the strong people, and that's how we got our name. Our Clallam is not our traditional name, it's the English speaker's way of pronouncing our name. And she said it's strong people. And I'm still working on it. But we're the strong people. And I like to share the storyteller's job and not to explain the story to you, just to tell the story. But I do want to point out one thing in the story that resonates for people. We are not just strong in our body, being able to lift up that heavy log that no one else would lift. We're also strong in our mind. We came up with an idea of rolling the log into the water, so we thought in terms of using our mind. And then we worked together as a community. We lifted that log together as a community. And so we're strong in our heart, in our community sense. And so our people are the strong people. Many people can say that, but we got that name first. So that's how the tribe got its name, the strong people. So as I look at the art, you're going to see evidence of that strength. That we look in terms of time as being different than Western time. There's another story that the people, they gathered talking about the issues before them, the issues that they had to consider, and they said, we will together say these words. We will be strong for our ancestors. We will be strong for our people. We will be strong for the ones to come. And so each artist in here is not looking at just their work today. They're looking how they received that gift from their ancestors and how they're going to pass that art, that gift onto their descendants, the ones to come. And so again, all of these things came into the show. I wanted to also mention one thing that will become very evident. We had a lot of baskets. A lot of the powerful basket makers came forward. And we said that is a powerful statement unto itself. Because oftentimes, in my opinion, I have the mic, I get to tell you my opinion. Oftentimes, we look at another culture and say, what kind of art do the men do? What do they do? Well, we do big carvings, house posts, welcome figures, we do canoes. And so again, we could have had that kind of show. We stressed that kind of carving that mostly men do. Now many women are carvers today. But if you look at the baskets, that was a gift to us, because as in all cultures, women carry the culture. And the knowledge they have of the plants, the fibers, the baskets, the mats, all the things they weave out of the natural materials all around them is really what identifies our culture, in my opinion. And so while I love all the fine art that the men create and the carvers create, I think it's very important to remember the core of our culture, the heart of our culture is our women, and they're connecting with the earth through the plants. And so again, we are so fortunate to have so many basket makers come forward and bring their baskets with them. And not just baskets, all kinds of things they've woven out of cedar and bark and grass. And so again, there's a lot going on in this show. We determined that we let the art dictate how it flows in there. It was an intuitive act. And it starts with more traditional pieces as you go in to the room. As you go around, you'll see weavings, you'll see blankets. You'll see some more modern work appearing until we get to the end. There's some children's art, just a couple pieces, but we want to remind you that this is also about the ones to come. The children will be carrying on our traditions in not long. And so we want them to feel they have a place in this exhibit of art, because, well, when you come right down to it, because I teach art a lot in schools, children are the most talented artists in the world. And so we wanted to make sure we had a place for them as well. So there's a lot going on in there. While I have the microphone, I really want to mention a couple things. One, the lighting in the room isn't what it will be in a month because of what's that called, the supply chain things? The lights haven't appeared, but the lights that are in there, what we have right now, and we looked at other opportunities to light it, and they didn't seem to work for a gallery setting. So it is a little dark in there for what we intend you to see it as, but that will take care of itself in time. And hopefully you can come back later in the show and see it under different lighting conditions. Another thing that happened as we were putting things together, there was a long process of getting information across 3 or 4 offices so we could get the signage made for each piece of art, the little artist card that lets you know. And a couple of them we could not figure out, so if you're one of those artists and your art's not a tag, please don't take that personally. It was our fault. We intended to it, and so if you do see that and you want to let us know this is my piece and here's the information I'd like to see on that card, we would appreciate that very much. Again, it was totally unintentional, but as you look at all the hands, all that information I had to go through, a couple things slipped through. So again, I apologize to anyone that we weren't able to label your artwork correctly. Other than that, this is a show that we're just happy as the Elwha tribe to host, and we're hoping to see more of this in this region of the tribes coming together to share their culture and art. Like I was saying at the beginning, our art reflects our stories reflect our philosophies reflect our ability to live in a good way with each other. Our philosophies also share what we have learned from the earth around us, all the living beings and things around us. And so I don't want to overstate that, but again, our art is our culture, and you will gain a lot from looking at the pieces. And when I was asked if I wanted to work on this, I said yes, and then they said, if you wanted, we'd also want Jamie to work on it, and Jamie's long been my teacher, calling her, asking her, so I was a little afraid, because you can't tell your teachers something that they didn't, I can't, what do you think? Because then it becomes, what do you want? And then, anyway, but Jamie's been wonderful to work with, because she's an artist herself, a basket weaver. You'll see some of her things in there, and she understands that this is going to be a work that's done through intuition, not through planning, matching the philosophy or anything else, but it's through intuition. The heart of each piece will tell us where it will be, and the heart of each piece will tell us how we're going to display it. So again, I was very fortunate to work with Jamie. I was able to record her pronouncing some names I'm going to have to listen to over and over. But again, thank you very much, Hopkinson. Thank you.
We have one more thing we'd like to share with you, and that's a song to welcome all of you. And so we have one of our youth here, our young adults here, who is going to be the lead singer here. And if anybody wants to stand up with us, we sure would like to have more people help us sing this song. So come on up and join us. The more voices we have, the more you can hear the beauty of this song. Thank you. Yay.
Charmaine Sinasnach, Ethwanis Williamson. I just wanted to say something in my indigenous language to you all. Maku'ai sa'ans tachi atiach huisan. Manu'ai sa'ans hi. That means it's very good that you are all here at Port Angeles, and you all have done good work. Hi, hi, hey.
Achin Sachi Shasho, Achin Sachi.
I'm just going to pass the mic to our board president, Brooke Taylor, to close this part, and we will open up the gallery. Please enjoy food provided by the Lower Owa tribe. There's drink not for purchase, and there's a few drinks for purchase at our lobby bar as well. And if the Field Hall Board of Directors please meet on the south side after this welcome is done. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. We have all sorts of wonderful things I was going to tell you. There's not time for that. But obviously we are honored to have you all here. We're honored that the first exhibit ever in this beautiful new gallery will be the works of our native artists and artisans. We're honored to have you here and breaking in that beautiful facility. So I had several stories I was going to tell about our collaboration with the Lower Owa tribe and the Jamestown tribe. But I'm only going to tell you one, and it's very quick. I have rarely told this in public, but I think it says all you need to know about our relationship with our Native brothers and sisters. After we had invited the tribal council to join us here on this property with a building, and they said yes, we'd be honored to come. After they announced they were going to build a hotel down the street, which is hugely helpful to our conference center, we asked Frances Charles if she would mind doing a traditional Indian blessing of this land while it was still in its native state. Some of you may recall 70,000 square feet of just bare ground, a little parking lot on this end of it. She said certainly we would be happy to do that. So we had our grand opening on the 17th of October, 2019. 2 days before that, on the 15th of October, Frances let us know that her people were coming. And to be respectful, we stayed away, but we were over in our office across the street and we could see this property. It was pouring rain, and I'm thinking, wouldn't you know, middle of October, why is it pouring rain? So this van drove up on Front Street, and a group of people got out, including Frances, and as they walked onto the property, the rain stopped. They did their ceremony, which is a blessing of this ground, which will last forever. And as they started to walk off the property, the sun came out. And, now, this is the honest to God's truth. As they were driving away, a beautiful rainbow formed. One end of it was right where they'd been standing. The other end of it was somewhere deep in the Sailor's Sea. If you don't believe me, we've got pictures. So I think that's all you need to know about our relationship with our Native brothers and sisters on this property. It has been good, it is good, it will always be good. So thank you all for being here and enjoy our very first show in our state-of-the-art art gallery.
I'm about to turn off the mic, and I want to let you know that Celeste and Annabelle will be sharing the book Willow Whoops, which is, and Annabelle is the girl in the illustration, so you can stop by and see them over here. Please enjoy the rest of the evening tonight. Thank you for being here.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
One more thing. also have asked if elders might be able to work their way to the gallery first. You know who you are, we know who we are, because some of them might have some mobility issues. So if it's all right, just take a minute and let some of the elders go forward first, and then we'll follow. So thank you very much, thank you.